This is John Fears, and welcome to the Tommy&C 2010 and John Fears podcast. The myth, the man, the legend, John Fears here, and I've got the one and only, the legendary, the man that wears those fedoras so epically, and he's got 105,000 subscribers, Tommy&C 2010. What's up, buddy?
And we have the man, the myth, the legend, the Ghostbuster chasing icon legend, standing in a cemetery over a grave, unmarked named grave, John Fears. And
right.
I am the host, Tommy&C 2010.
It's been a minute since we've done a podcast, so I'm just so excited for us to do another podcast. And we're back, guys. Podcast episode 3. And Tommy, we should tell the fans that we're talking about one of my favorite topics in the entire world. And what is that topic?
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Yeah! Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters Afterlife is a direct sequel to Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Do you think it gelled together pretty good with 1 and 2, or is it a standalone movie, or like, what are your thoughts on it?
Ghostbusters Afterlife is a passing of a proton pack, and it is new comedy and old comedy, and, you know, it's kind of like gelling with the idea of old proton pack and new proton pack. And I think the movie was good, but everybody kept saying, "Oh, you remember this movie? Hey, you remember the original movie? Hey, you remember the original movie? You remember the original jokes of the original movie?" And I kind of sometimes see that, but I really see how they zen with the original comedy. Now, the original was a lot more darker humor and like edginess, them drinking whiskey and, just kind of more.
Well, they all smoked too.
Yeah, they smoked. Bill Murray at one point.
I think it was definitely a passing of the torch movie, guys. Will I think there'll be a sequel to Ghostbusters Afterlife? Yes, I do.
I give some brief shout outs real quickly.
Yes, go ahead.
We've lost, as you know, this past year, even coming into this new year, we've lost multiple legends. First of all, Betty White, she passed away.
Yes.
Then, as we got into the new year, the iconic Bob Saget passed away. And then 2 seconds later, Meatloaf died. You have to give respect to a lot of these comedians. And that just means we have to wrap up Bill Murray, all the original Ghostbusters, because it would kill me.
I mean, they're all legends. And that's why I was like, if you watch all the after credits, it implies a sequel. So this one's like a passing of the torch movie. And seriously, Tommy, I think the next movie, it's going to have all the old Ghostbusters, and they like run the firehouse, and they keep the lights on while all the new Ghostbusters go and do the dirty work. I think that's what the next movie's going to be.
Ernie Hudson is the financier, because apparently...
Yeah, now he's like a billionaire, and he went from like 3 or 4 employees, and now he works like in some major skyscraper, according to like the Ghostbusters Afterlife, which is cool. I mean, if he wants to be the financial guy and like get the old firehouse going and the Echo One all tuned back up, by all means.
Oh, this is just Ghostbusters with Stranger Things, and I do admit it because yes, that was the actor from Stranger Things that was in this movie.
I've only watched a couple of episodes of Stranger Things, and I mean, I was impressed. The 4 or 5 episodes of Stranger Things that I did watch were okay. I mean, I haven't watched the whole series, but I like the 4 or 5 episodes. So I don't know why everyone's whining about it. Like, if you can act, put them in the movie. If they can't act, don't put them in the movie. And those kids can act.
John, tell me what was your first reaction when you saw the first trailer and like, it's a spooky condition, the camera's zooming in, you hear the music from Ghostbusters, like the Zool music, and then you hear...
Well, if people go and check out Fearsman 26, way back in the day, guys, I did a reaction to the very first trailer, and I can't remember what I said in that reaction video, Tommy, but I kind of remember what I was thinking. I remember like it's all windy, it's on a farm, it zooms up into the farmhouse, and then the wind blows that cover off, and it reveals the Ghostbuster symbol on the car. I was like, all right, a 37-year-old man has now turned into a 6-year-old, And my childhood is coming back, and I just cannot wait for this friggin' movie to come out. And it was like nothing but jumping for joy, my friend.
You know, this movie was supposed to come out in 2020, but when COVID hit, that's when everything just shut down because of the pandemic.
How are you feeling? You watched that first trailer for the first time, and you were like, was it a wow factor or like?
I was quivering. I was quivering because I was seeing something that wasn't crap. Like, honestly, like I was hearing the original music. I was like, okay, we're seeing the Echo One. We haven't seen Echo One because
it's been a minute. It's been a while.
You know, it's like, and then like, okay, does this mean Bill Murray is signed on? Does this mean, you know, I know Ernie Hudson was the one always wanting to jump on and do another movie.
Well, like the thing is everybody else wanted to, like the stickler was Bill Murray.
Yes, Bill Murray, one of the biggest. I love Bill Murray. I'm a big fan.
Oh, so do I love Bill Murray. It just is like he's the type of guy.
He is a diva. The rumors I hear about Bill Murray. Also, interesting fact: Bill Murray, Chevy Chase hate each other. The only movie they've ever worked on together was Caddyshack, and then they have never worked on a single movie after that.
I did not know that they hate each other.
Oh, they do. They hate each other like cats and dogs.
But Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray like love each other. Like they're buddies.
Oh yeah, they're buddies. They're big times buddies. Oh, interesting fact.
Harold
Ramis and Bill Murray were actually in a feud with each other for a long time. They stopped working together after they shot the movie Groundhog's Day. Their friendship came to an end after that, and then a couple years down the road, I think Ramis got sick.
Did they finally make up?
They finally did. They made up, and I think Murray was there on Ramis's deathbed when he passed away. I think.
Well, that's good that they finally made up. I mean, like you don't want to like hold any grudge, you know, to the grave. You know, bad movies. Like I only like a few scenes out of the 2016 Ghostbusters. There's only like 3 or 4 that I like, but the rest of it is crap garbage.
Well, here's the thing: you have to tiptoe around around people because a lot of people try to say, "Oh, then you hate women." I'm like, no,
and I do. No, listen, I want all your fans to hear me. Hear me when I say this. Tommy does not hate women. I don't hate women. It's just the writing was terrible. The way they shot it was terrible. I love all those girls individually. Like those girls are great comedians and they're good actresses in like other movies. Just just the way they shot it, Tommy, and the writing, it was just poor quality. It says top quality. Well, that movie was poor quality.
Very much poor quality. Just kind of lackluster, and like it just. And recently, I heard that the director made a big fit online and made a big deal and said that because they were releasing a box set apparently of all the movies together, and they want 2016 to be in the box set.
And is it in the box set?
Apparently.
You know, it's there for people that like. Some people like it. Look, and I'm not trying to dog on it. In John Fears' universe, it's just Ghostbusters 1, 2, and now the third one, Afterlife. And like the 2016 one is kind of like on the side there. Again, I said there's like 2 or 3 scenes that I actually like in the film. Besides those 2 or 3 scenes, I don't like the rest of it.
Well, you know, the thing is that with the Ghostbusters universe is there's this kind of world. Is there more that we could find out to it? Is there any other universes inside of Ghostbusters? And you wonder that, you know, like, is there different characters?
And I'm not saying girls can't be Ghostbusters. Like in Ghostbusters Afterlife, one of the main characters, one of the main new Ghostbusters is a girl. So girls can be Ghostbusters just like men can be Ghostbusters. Just the way they filmed it and the way they wrote the Ghostbusters 2016, I just was not a fan. But like the way they wrote Ghostbusters Afterlife, I think is absolutely fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was great. Great writing, great scenes. Kind of passing of the torch movie, reminiscing about all the old things from Ghostbusters 1 and 2. They brought back Zool. They brought back Gozer. They brought back the Pterodogs, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The only thing
the only thing I had to say, one critical thing I had to say about that is you have Paul Rudd in a Walmart in the middle of the night, and he's walking through there. There's no one in the building at all. And I'm like, wait a second. Me and you have been in Walmart late at night. There's like...
Well, if you watch, whenever he runs out of the Walmart, there is like 3 or 4 cars in the parking lot. But maybe...
Are those ghost cars? Like
No. Those were actually cars, but maybe he was in a section of Walmart that like nobody was in. Like nobody was maybe in those aisles, but... Like, I get what you're saying. Usually a Walmart is more packed than that, but...
A lot of critics have pointed this out, like, wait a second, Paul Rudd is in a Walmart, and there's no one in the Walmart at all.
And I'll be honest, Tommy, that's one of my favorite scenes. Like, he's getting some ice cream, and then all of a sudden he's going to grab some marshmallows. All of a sudden, the marshmallows start popping out of the bag, and it's mini Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. And then they're like killing each other in creative ways. Then all of a sudden the Pterodog is out of nowhere and he's eating like kibbles and bits, like dog food. And he looks up, and then Paul Rudd just starts. He just chucks the ice cream at the Pterodog's head and takes off running. And then the Pterodog attacks his car. One of my favorite scenes. The next question, Tommy, is what's your favorite scene out of Ghostbusters Afterlife? That's one of my favorites, but what's yours?
Well, everybody's seen the movie. I think just my all-time favorite scene is just when the original Ghostbusters show up. Spoilers.
That's a good scene. That's a good scene.
Where they show up, and I felt like a lot of the dialogue was funny. There definitely was an emotional experience with seeing Egon and the original Ghostbusters working together.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that since already his ghost was like lifting things and moving things around and pointing out at, you know, the granddaughter. And and she has more of a connection.
I mean, they like hinted at it very well. I mean, like I knew Egon was going to come back somehow, some way, you know. I just didn't know how, but I knew, look, they're either going to show him in the middle or at the beginning or at the end, and you'll physically see him. And if you don't see him, then it'll just be like his spirit, like helping out like the new Ghostbusters. So it was good. But another one of my favorite scenes is actually towards the very end. I loved it because it implies that it's going to be a sequel, or there will be a sequel. And I loved where it just trickles down into the basement of the firehouse, and you just see the containment unit trickle on and off, and it's like flickering. Exactly. It's flickering. So that means either the containment unit is all like messed up and it's broken, or it's about to explode, or some crazy stuff's going to happen. Boom. And I think what it implies, Tommy, is that all the ghosts pop out of the containment unit yet again, and then that's why they have to start up the business again, and then that's why, like, Egon was like, look, we got to get, like, the Ghostbuster, you know, house all polished up. We got to get the car all polished up. We're old. We can't do this. Let's recruit all those young people. They'll go out and do the dirty work, and then we'll keep the lights on and we'll pay the bills. What do you think?
Well, I think it's definitely interesting. I'm going to ask you a question. When do you predict that this movie might come out? Do you think it's going to be 2023, 2024, 2025, or 2026?
I think it's going to come out beginning of 2024. Like maybe January, February of 2024.
Honestly, after they wrapped, they could have been already filming the new Ghostbuster movie, but like I haven't heard anything.
Juiciness, any comment, please put it in the comments below, like whenever Tommy and me upload this to both our channels.
John, I have a joke for you.
All right, go for it.
What do you call somebody that goes to college for 7 years and doesn't become a doctor?
I don't know. What?
A dentist.
Nice.
I heard that off of Seinfeld.
Okay, Tommy, I've got one, and it's out of my dad's old joke book. So it's a very old joke. So people out there, when they hear this, you're either going to get it or you're not going to get it. All right, what's the difference between an old $10 bill and a new one?
What?
$9. So, for everybody that knows this joke, I'll explain it. So, in math, the word difference means subtract. So, whenever you say it, like, what's the difference between an old $10 bill and a new one? Well, it's a math problem. So 10 minus 1 is 9. Yeah. So that's the most craziest, weirdest joke I've ever found in my dad's old joke book. And my dad was born in the 50s, so my dad gave me his old joke book. And I was like, this isn't funny, but apparently back in the 50s and 60s, this was funny.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Math and Teaching with John Fears. Mr. John Fears.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, back to Ghostbusters. Enough of this fiddly farting around. We got some ghost busting to talk about.
What's a fiddly fart, John? Is that one of your little...
That's one of my fears-isms.
Fears-ism? Fiddly fart?
Fiddly fart means like we're goofing off and we need to get back to important matters.
You ever heard of... I have one. It's called Ass Over Tea Kettle. You ever heard that one?
Not until now, but that one's a good one too. That's a Tommy-ism. Right on. All right, so Tommy, my next question is what is your all-time favorite scene out of the original?
Zool asks Ray, "Are you a god?"
That's a good one.
And he's like, "No, then die."
So that would be your all-time favorite.
Yes, and also where he's like, "Everybody has 2 mortgages, but my parents gave me that house." He's like, and Egon's being all smart, like he's like, "Technically not."
Well, and then Egon says, "Ray, for your information, for the first year it comes to like $95,000," or he says some crap like that. So yeah, those are 2 good scenes. I can't, my 2 favorite, I can't pick between these scenes. One scene is where Egon has just gotten hired. I'm sorry, not Egon. Ernie Hudson has just gotten hired, and Ray is showing him how to like put a trap in the containment unit. That's one of my favorite scenes, where he's explaining how the containment unit works. The other one is towards the very end, where you see the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man for the first time, and he's walking down like Central Park West. Bill Murray goes,
"Puss bucket."
Yeah, mother puss bucket, and then like they're trying, like he's trying to explain.
No one steps on a church in my town.
Yeah, that whole sequence where he's walking down Central Park West. And he gets close that apartment complex that Dana stays in. Then he steps in the church, and then all of a sudden, like Ray's like 1, 2, 3, roast him. That whole sequence is probably one of my favorite scenes out of the whole film.
Yeah.
Next question, Tommy. You ask a question to me now.
All-time favorite line.
Probably when Bill Murray says, "Let's show this prehistoric how we do things downtown."
That's some of the humor. That's some of the humor that was kind of missing from Ghostbusters Afterlife. Come on. Like, it was rated PG-13. Like, why can't... Back in the day, PG-13, like, Gremlins, for God's sakes, has blood and violence, and it was PG. And
I mean, Gremlins back in the day, man, like, they took a lot of risks. Like, there's a lot of swearing in it. There's killing. Just like Tommy said, there's blood everywhere. So, and back in the day, that was like today, for today's standards, that's like tame. You know what I'm saying? Tommy, like in today's standards, that's kind of tame. But back in the day, that was kind of ruthless. Like now you watch a horror movie and they're like chainsawing people and like guts flying everywhere and people hacking off like heads and stuff. So it's kind of ridiculous.
I kind of noticed that one of the things I noticed in this movie, in Ghostbusters Afterlife, was there was kind of some political stuff in it. Because when they're going into the police department and they're looking for their proton packs and stuff like that, she picks up a box of guns and it's like, "What you got?" And he's like, "Oh, I just got a bunch of stupid guns." And she drops them on the floor. I'm like, "Oh, that's nice to do that to a bunch of, loaded handguns," if you know what I mean.
What have you been working on? Besides the podcast, like what other stuff have you been working with Hamza and all your other buddies? Like, what have you been up to?
This past year, in 2021, my father passed away and a little bit of me kind of fell apart and I kind of lost track of myself. I've been kind of just mourning and just kind of trying to collect myself together.
And I understand that.
I did go to a trip to Florida to a wrestling event with my friend Tyler. I had a great time with him. Just made a new friend. His name is Justin Wood. I think his YouTube channel is High Water TV. Like,
even though Tommy has been mourning, Tommy has still been putting out content. And it's funny that Tommy brought this up because the weekend that your father died, Tommy, when you came down, that's the week that me and Tommy. Me and Tommy have been friends forever, but that's the first time me and Tommy hung out. And Tommy, I can't thank you enough. Such a cool, awesome guy, guys. Like, if it would have been me, I would have just said, "Hey, Tommy, I'll meet you some other time. I'm going to focus on my family." But Tommy is so awesome and so badass that he said, "No, John, I've been wanting to hang out with you for a while." He goes, "I am going to take care of all my father's funeral stuff, and I'm going to take care of all my family stuff. And once all that's done, I'm still going to hang out with you." And I was like, "Hell yeah, Tommy, let's hang out." So worry about your family stuff first, and then we'll hang out. I said, make sure you get all your family stuff done first, and then we will hang. So I can't thank you enough, Tommy. I mean, I thought that was so cool of you to still hang out. Even though, like, you were mourning and stuff, I was just like, man, like, Tommy should be focused on his family. Which, don't get me wrong, Tommy was focused on his family that week, but I just thought it was so cool that you made some time to still hang out with me, too, man. I mean,
I have to say, from my perspective, and I'm just going to give a little review here of me and my experience of John Fears. Me and John Fears are kind of evenly tall, I would say. But,
Yeah, pretty short. We're short guys.
I'm 5'10". And interesting fact, John gave me a gift, which I used his gift this past Christmas.
That I did.
He gave me Christmas lights. He gave me his old leftover Christmas lights. And
well, see, I'm going to get rid of them because, like, I had no need for them. And all of a sudden, Tommy, out of nowhere, was like, "Fears, what are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm throwing away all my Christmas stuff," because Tommy helped me actually take down my tree last year. And he's like, "You can throw away the tree, man." He's like, "I want those lights. Can I have the lights?" I was like, "Have at it, Tommy." I'm like, "Go for it." And I saw Tommy's Instagram photo. He put the red lights on his tree. Tommy, that's awesome.
I know, and I had to tag you in the post because I was just like, I have to give credit to John because John gave me these Christmas lights.
I appreciate that. Now, do they still work?
Oh yeah, they still work, and it gave the tree kind of a horror theme.
Nice.
I put a bunch of my action figures on it.
Oh sweet. Well, Tommy, use the lights next year, man.
Oh, I will. I will. It's nice. And hopefully I'll have some help next year putting my decorations up and stuff like that.
So to answer the question, I guess you haven't been working on a lot of projects because you're still trying to, get over your dad.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I've been doing some YouTube videos. I do ones that are pretty simple. Also, what happened was my computer, the hard drive inside my computer, went bad and it stopped working. I couldn't get into my computer. It kept spinning. Well, the modem inside my computer went bad, and I had to pay a guy $100 just to fix it. And he factory reset my computer. I haven't had a good editing software since then. I have a vlog. I'm sitting on a vlog right now.
Well, here's the thing, Tommy. I would tell you, and you already know this, but anyone that cares about Tommy should understand why he hasn't been putting out as much content as he usually does. Like, anyone that has a family member pass away, I'm sure your fans know this, Tommy, and I'm sure they're rooting for you. And whenever you're ready to get back to uploading tons of content and being, the crazy, lovable, going nuts, awesome Tommy NC 2010 that we love and know, I'm sure you're gonna get back to it. Like, mourning, I mean, I've had a couple of family members pass away. Like, when my grandpa Fears passed away, it ate me up alive, dude. And it took me a long time to get over his passing, but to always remember the good times you had with that person and forget about the bad times and just keep those good memories floating, inside your brain. And that's what gets you, at least that's what helps me get me, through the days. 'Cause I still have great memories of me and my grandfather. I hope it'll get better for you this year, Tom. And I just wanted to say that, aside from our Ghostbuster talk, I really hope this year is awesome for you.
Getting to hang out, getting the experience of experiencing John's Fears, smelling John Fears, getting to look at John Fears. I gotta say, he smells.
I don't know if you smelled me, Tom. Or I hope you didn't smell me.
He does smell good, by the way. He smells like Axe body spray.
I mean, that's my favorite cologne. That's my favorite deodorant. So yeah,
and
I wear a lot of Axe products.
John Fears is a good-looking man. He is a very handles himself very well.
I need a woman to say all this stuff, Tommy. Like, I want women to say this. I mean, I appreciate you saying this, but like, ladies out there, please, John Fears is single. Tell me that
Me too, John. What are you talking about? I know.
And when the hell is Tommy gonna get a lady, and when the hell am I gonna get another lady? Ladies out there, we're both single. Tommy's a great guy. I'm a great guy. Check out our channels. FearsMan26 on YouTube and Fears Vlog, and check out Tommy NC 2010 on YouTube, ladies. Get with it. I've had enough. I've had enough of being single.
Yes, me too. Lonely nights of just sitting around.
A lot of lonely nights. Oh my gosh. I mean, I could only watch Star Trek Generations so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, next question, Tommy.
Did you feel like there was good writing in this movie?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, and probably the pandemic even helped them, because I subscribe to all like the Ghostbuster stuff on YouTube, like all the other like behind the scene channels, and I subscribe to the director's Instagram, all that stuff. And he did an interview either on his YouTube channel or on his Instagram saying, well, we actually added some scenes because of COVID. Like, we went back and was like, you know what? Like, this scene could do a little bit more writing. This scene we could put in another little gem. So COVID actually helped Ghostbusters Afterlife. And yes, the writing was fantastic. I loved how they shot it. All the actors to me were fine. What do you think, Tommy? What do you think about the writing?
I think most of all, well, one thing I could nitpick about was podcast. I feel like podcast, I feel like he could have been developed more, but I felt like podcast should have been a YouTuber, because
that would have been cool if he was an actual YouTuber, because like a lot of YouTubers do podcasting. I mean, that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I like the podcast idea, and I like that his nickname is Podcast, but they should have integrated like he's a YouTuber / podcaster.
Yeah, because he had one viewer. He has one viewer for doing years and years of content. I'm sorry, I would have to grow my content. I did everything I could when I was a YouTuber just to push my content, and just kept making content.
I'll be honest, Tommy, like you've got such a great fan base. Like, I would die a happy man if I had 105,000 subscribers,
Well, I'm not trying to badmouth them, but John, let me tell you something. It's I appreciate my fans, but I don't.
I appreciate my. I didn't mean to cut you off, Tom. I'm sorry. I appreciate my Fears Man is growing. I'm up to 2,270 subscribers, and hey, everyone listening out there, I appreciate it. But Tommy's a good friend of mine. All you Tommy heads out there, hook Fears up. We got to get me to at least 10,000. Come on over, check out my channel. Please sub.
Do you think Bill Murray was as good as he was in the original movie, would you say?
Well, he had such a little part in this Ghostbuster Afterlife. I mean, I wouldn't say it was a cameo, but, I mean, he had some good scenes. But I think his original performance was the best.
Yeah, I know this is an older Bill Murray.
He did a great job, but really he's only in, the last 20 minutes of the film, the last 10 minutes of the film. And so is Dan Aykroyd actually had they did the scene where he told Egon Spengler to go to hell, and he was in Ray's Occult. So actually Dan Aykroyd had more scenes than anyone out of the old Ghostbusters, and Dan Aykroyd is my favorite Ghostbuster. I love Ray Stantz. Nothing against Winston and Egon and Peter. He's my favorite. But, Dan
Aykroyd actually has a tequila, that?
Yeah. One of these days, I'm going to buy it, and I'm going to do
it's $50, just to let you know that.
It'll be worth it, Tommy. I told my fans, one of these days, I'm going to get the it's called Crystal Skullhead Vodka, because it comes in but one of these days, I'm going to get it and do a drunk video review. So Fears is going to get drunk on Crystal Skull Vodka, get completely wasted, and just do a review, and it's going to be great.
Oh boy.
One of these days, I'm doing it. I think the better question is why wouldn't I do a drunken review? Hell yeah.
Back in the day, I used to do a thing called the Drunk Live Hangout with Crystal, and
Now I've seen a couple of those. I remember those.
Yes.
So why did you and Crystal stop doing that?
Because I think our livers were killing us.
What is your favorite scene out of Ghostbusters 2? And you can only pick one scene.
Sir, they say the Titanic has just come in. What? And he's like, better late than never.
That's a good scene. My favorite scene is where Vigo takes over Ray, and then he just shouts out, "Now I, Ray Vigo, will rule the earth." And he's like, "Bow down to me, you pitiful like fools," or something like that. And then like Peter just goes, "Now," and then they just start like blasting him with like proton beams and slime, and like they're just going nuts, and they finally like kill Vigo at the end. But like that whole like scene with like, "I will rule the world, bow down to me, you pitiful fools." Like that's one of my favorite scenes right there. Do you think, like, you know how they used like a lot of slime in Ghostbusters 1 and 2?
Yeah.
They hardly used any slime in Ghostbusters Afterlife. What do you think? Slime, yay or nay? What do you think?
I think slimy, nay. Like I think that's the reason why they didn't use the slime, because they didn't want to give a shout out to part 2.
Okay, I got it.
Because you notice that they didn't mention anything about a Statue of Liberty, walking through town, or at all. And like,
yeah, they did not mention Vigo once.
No, they did not mention Vigo. They didn't mention any of the time when the Ghostbusters were like fighting Vigo. They just mentioned how there was a big marshmallow man fighting through town. Spirits, the dead came back, and like I noticed that.
Well, in number 1, they even brought back the dead zombie the taxi driver guy.
Yeah, I felt like they could have done more. I felt like they could.
He was in number 1. He was in number 1, and they brought him back for Ghostbusters Afterlife. That was, and he's only on screen, guys, in the first one for like a good 10 seconds, and they brought him back for Ghostbusters Afterlife, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe they brought that like dead, rotting corpse taxi guy back.
Yeah.
Awesome. Tommy right now is in Tommy NC 2010 studio. When I go to visit you, Tommy, I'm staying on that couch. I'm staying in the studio. Like, so if I come for like 5 or 6 days, I am snoozing on that couch, man. I'm staying in the Tommy NC 2010 rockin' studio, man. It has to happen.
I don't know, folks. I have a perfect bed in my back room, and it's fine. There's a perfect bed back there, but John wants to sleep on this leather couch in my studio.
Why wouldn't I? It's the legendary Tommy NC 2010 studio, man.
Well,
I gotta stay.
How do you know that people haven't like ripped a bunch of farts on there? Like, you want to sleep on farts?
Well, then I'll sleep on the floor in the studio.
Oh, John, come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like, just give me a pillow and a blanket, and I'll sleep anywhere. But hey, listen, to be fair, you know that couch inside my apartment, Tommy?
Yeah.
I mean, I have Crohn's disease. The amount of farts that I've ripped on my couch has been endless, man. Well, as long as I don't smell the after stench, then I should be fine.
Yeah, don't worry, John. I don't think you'll smell. I don't think you'll smell anything, unless at one point you hear a.
Well, if I hear that, it'll probably be coming from me, because like I do Crohn's it up from time to time. Either way, I gotta stay in the studio, guys.
Michael Keaton has been giving rumors saying that he might be working on another project, and that Tim Burton might be working on it. And it would be nice to see if they would make.
Out of yay or nay, I say yay, because I love the first Beetlejuice. Whenever I was a kid, I even watched the cartoon series of Beetlejuice. I say yay. I think it's a must. Tommy, what do you think?
Yes, I say yay, and I would love to see Michael Keaton back as Beetlejuice.
I would want the entire cast to come back, because I think all those people are still alive. I don't think any one of the cast has passed away, right?
Yeah, the Otho passed away.
He passed away? Oh, that's.
I think he passed away back in 2009 of a heart condition.
Well, besides Otho, I think everybody else is still alive, and everybody else needs to come back for part 2.
Yeah, honestly, they actually played that song at his funeral. You know that? Jump in my line, rock your body.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, I believe you. That song.
Now, where did you find that out? Did you read that on the internet?
I heard it off of TikTok and like off of YouTube and stuff like that. You know, stuff about Beetlejuice and stuff like that.
Nice.
By the way, question for you, John: who is your YouTube crush?
I don't want to say her name because I follow this girl on Instagram and I follow her YouTube channel. And if the trolls found out, they would just troll her into the end of the earth. Tommy, you know I've got some psycho troll fans, so I can't say.
I have a crush on Trisha Paytas. Like, Trisha Paytas is a box of crazy. You open that up.
You keep telling me about this girl. I haven't checked her out yet. I need to check out and see who this girl is.
You don't know who Trisha Paytas is?
No, I've heard the name. I just don't think I've ever watched any of her YouTube videos.
She's she's like a Twitter, Instagram model, and but she's like really hot, and everybody says she's like
this girl that I follow. Like she's a model, and she's got her hands and everything. She does TikTok, she does Instagram, she does Twitter, she does YouTube. But I mean, I follow a lot of people on Instagram and Twitter, so I don't think the trolls would ever find out. Let's hope not. But that's why I don't want to say her name, because I don't want any of those guys like tormenting her. But my favorite YouTuber when it comes to like guys,
Casey Neistat
and Roman Atwood. Those are my two favorites. But
you know, it's funny. Casey Neistat has crossed over to like David Dobrik territory because, you know, all those big content creators know each other, have their phone numbers and stuff.
Yeah. And he moved to LA, and I will say this: he's making less content because I get it. Now he's got 2 kids and he's got a wife, and he's focusing more on family time, which is more important than YouTube. So, like, when it comes to Casey and Roman, we only get maybe like 1 or 2 videos a month, but I mean, at least we get that, you know. But as far as my favorite YouTubers that are girls, I don't want to say because I don't want people like going nuts on her.
When you come up here, John, we're gonna make some awesome content together. We're gonna make some with my friend Justin and your brain, your skills.
Dude, I'm ready. I'm ready. I am so ready. Like whatever you want to do, we got to rip. We got to tear McJuggernuggets. We got to tear him to shreds. Like make our own McJuggernuggets like psycho video, and then I'm down to make some TikToks with you, Tommy. Whatever you guys want to do. I know I want to do a vlog with you, touring around Black Mountain. We'll do it all, man. I can't wait. It's gonna be epic. Get on some top quality food.
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. We got some top quality food here in Black Mountain.
Oh yeah, I love that home cooking, man. Fears loves to eat.
Me too. I like to eat too, John.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
And I can't wait to meet everybody. I want to meet Crystal. I want to meet the legendary Hamza, you know. All of them. I can't wait.
I'm just going to warn you, he might terrify you.
But listen, they won't know who the hell I am, Tommy.
Oh, John, I tell them about you.
Wait. Crystal knows about me, and Hamza knows about me, and what's your other friend's name? Ashley?
Ashley doesn't really know about you, but
Crystal and Hamza know?
Oh, Crystal and Hamza knows. Of course, my mom knows about you because she...
Yep. Your mom is super nice. Your mom is super sweet. I did not know that Hamza and Crystal knew about me. Wow. All right. Good to know.
Yeah, they know about you, man. I've talked about you. I said he's kind of a wild, all crazy kind of dude.
I'm kind of a wild, crazy animal.
He's like we're a bunch of wild and crazy guys.
But you know what? Like, even though I'm wild and crazy, I have, like, Tommy, like, I'll tell you some stories whenever we hang out again. I was more crazier back in the day. I mean, now I'm more tame as an older adult. But back in the day, I was crazy, dude. Like, going nuts.
Going nuts?
And I will tell you some stories off camera whenever we hang out. Because the stories are so crazy, I can't tell your fans on camera. I've told a few of my stories to my fans on camera, but even those have been like, I've took a crazy story and toned it down to make it tame. Tommy knows. When Tommy was here, I told him a few, and he was like, "Are you serious, John?" I'm like, "I'm dead serious, Tommy." I'm like, I have calmed down a lot as an older adult, because now I can't be doing that crazy stuff at 38. You know,
38, you're just a baby.
I don't feel like a baby. Like, all right, I was cleaning my house the other day. Check this out. I bent down to mop the floor. My back cracked like 5 times, and my shoulder popped twice. So, like, I'm getting old, dude.
And folks, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Old Man Fears. Hello, everybody. It's Old Man Fears again, back with another vlog. And
hell yeah.
What was my name again?
Listen, I'm going to be vlogging until I'm 105, man. Nothing will stop me. I kid you not.
John, do you think you're going to make it to 100? John, do you think
Tommy, I will be sitting there in a wheelchair, like, wheeling down the road vlogging, and, like, you'll be walking, like, with a cane and shit, you know? Awesome.
John, that right there is just comical in every sense of the mind. Just seeing Old Man Fears on a like trying to wheel us up. Hey everybody, I'm coming down here, and damn it, Tommy, stop pushing my thing. Ha ha! Get your hands off me. What are you?
Good impression. I'm liking these impressions, man. This is fantastic. It's amazing. Well, there it is, guys. The great. Well, Tommy, I think we should end it with that. I mean, those impressions were great. That's a great segue to the end. What do you think, my friend?
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Tommy and John Fears podcast. We thank you for watching. We appreciate it. Subscribe to both channels and return back to your awesome content as usual. As always, you're watching the Tommy NC 2010 channel, keeping you on the inside